Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be me actually putting in the LVP flooring in the bar. I have finished the cabinets, as you can see behind me, but I still have a lot of stuff to clean up and get this all moved out of the way. That way I can actually start putting the LVP down. But let me show you the cabinets real quick before we get started. Since last time, I actually got the baseboard trim put in. It's hard to see because everything's dark. But baseboard trim is in now. It's a little bit dusty. I still need to clean this all off. All the dust is still here. Got the corner trims in. On this end too. All the trims are in. Baseboard. I got all the toe kicks in now. Everything looks nice. But today is going to be putting all the LVP down. Time to start cleaning up so we can put this flooring down. So you're going to need some tools for this. This is a little LVP installation kit. One-handed box cutting, not great. Alright. So this kit, I got it at Lowe's. It comes with some spacers. That's great. It comes with the block, the block that you're going to use to tighten things down. You tap it in. And then this is the puller block. So this one you actually put on the edge and then you hit this end and it pulls it tight. Alright, now everything has been swept up and cleaned up for the most part. I got my tools laid out. I got all my spacers here ready to go. I got a few of these boards laid out right here and then the rest of them are stacked up, so I'll start opening these boxes as I get to things. But first layer is going to go down right here, all the way up on the edge. They say start from the left and then move your way this direction. So I'm gonna make my first cut on an angle. I'm really curious to see how it's going to turn out because that part's going to be really tricky. Setting things up on a 45 really isn't the easiest thing to do. Alright, let's get after it and see what happens. Alright, I got the first area started here. Down to the bar. It's working pretty well. Got these little spacers taped in. These do not stay very well. By the way, 45-degree angles on things sucks. Also, I got some tips for you here on installing this stuff. They say, oh, this is nice and easy. You just fold it in and tap it in. Okay. Some of the things that I have found. When you start to line these pieces up, let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, the first piece goes in nice and easy. You just get it in the channel, like this, kind of get it snug. Push it down to the edge, where it needs to be. Get it locked into place like that. Then you get your spacer, which of course is over frickin' here. Alright, let me get that tapped in, and that's good. Now I'm going to tap this first one down and make sure it's nice and snug. Push it this way and then push it down, that way it's tight. And then you can see the seams are really tight all the way through. I got this thing nice underneath. I'm going to put a piece of trim under there, it'll look perfect. Alright, so put the next piece in, I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm getting this channel in first, right here. Getting it as close as I can to the other piece and getting it snug. See how that's nice and tight all the way through? This piece I want to focus in on the most. And then I get this part as close as I can, and then I actually will snap it in by trying to tuck it in a little bit, and that seems to work pretty well doing it that way. And then what I do is I get the block and I tap the block. I tap it down this way first, then I snug it in on this side, so I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let's see if you can see that. So now I got this. Tap it on this block. There you go. See how that is perfect now? Made the gap disappear. Now you can see that that gap is completely gone. Now I take the block and I tap it in. Tight all the way through. And then you just continue all the way down the line there. Just like that. Alright, here's where it gets interesting. Going around this guy into the corner here, and then going this way. By the way, smashing your finger with a hammer, I would not recommend. Smashed it pretty good, got some blood. Yep, it was a gusher. Alright, let's see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of cardboard, and I'm going to stick the cardboard up around here, and then I'm going to trace the cardboard and then put it onto this piece and hope for the best. We'll see what happens. Alright, so I got a piece of the COREtec box and I got it cut out to the angle that I need. This is all going to get a piece of cord around on it anyway, so I need to just get it close and then tuck it all in there. Let's go. Alright, I transferred my drawing here, so now I need to go and get a cutout. Hopefully I don't smash all this to bits. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to cut it out with. I've been making these cuts over here on my miter box. I might just try to do that with this and see how that works out. I might just cut these quick ones here by hand and then cut that one out from there. Alright, anyway, we'll see you in a second. Alright, it's the next day. I've gotten started now. I've turned the corner here and I'm starting to come down this way, straight through here, still on a 45, keeping everything nice and tight. I'm getting the angles, I'm actually doing pretty good on getting these angles right. So just bringing it all the way down along the edge. Now I'm getting ready to tuck it underneath the refrigerator here. Things are going pretty great. One of the things that I wanted to point out, as you're putting this underlayment, as you're going down, some of the underlayment starts to get these bubbles. You can see a little bubble like this. You want to eliminate the bubbles by cutting it with a knife so that it overlaps each other. You just slit it with a knife like this and then lay it like that so that it folds over on itself, and then that way it's nice and flat. I'm starting to get pretty good at this thing here, getting all these cuts down around this corner. This is a little tricky one. I did a bunch of measurements. Hopefully it fits in there right the first time. That is pretty good. Nice. I will take it. Alright, we are making progress. All the way down there. I've turned the corner, I've come around this corner from over here, and I'm coming around the corner here. Man, I gotta tell you, cutting around these corners is so tricky. It takes, I can't even tell you how much more time it takes doing it around these corners, all these edges, having to measure and cut so many times. Get these last two pieces out on this end, and then I should make real good progress until I hit this corner, and that sucks again. But then when I get past this edge, it will be completely, everything will be straight, just all the way through. You know, all in all, it's not really that complex, but it's very time consuming when you're trying to make all these cuts. But I'm doing a pretty good job, so I'm happy about that. Let's keep going. Alright, so there's something I want to point out. Sometimes these corners break off, and you get a little speck that gets stuck down in these channels. And then when you go to actually fit this in and slide it down, it gets stuck. And then these gaps don't line up properly. So when you're actually putting these pieces in, make sure you check all the channels to make sure that all the debris is out. Like this. Pick out this piece, and then you can put it in. Alright, finally turned the corner here. Getting all set. Here's the part I'm the most proud of. When I came around here and I linked up this section, because I started this section first, and then when I came down through here and I linked up this section, these ones were perfectly lined up. So I did it all exactly right. So all these boards are perfectly straight. Proud of myself on that one. Alright, let's finish up, get the rest of this done. It's been a long day. Cutting around all these corners, not easy. We are rapidly approaching the end here. Everything is all spread out to the edge. I'm finally getting to this little niche area and then the doorway. I've had to switch over to using the pull, this one, to actually pull everything tight. So you snug it in like this. You take the hammer and hit this end, and that pulls everything tight this way, because obviously you can't get the block in. So I'm just down to the last bit. Looks like I'm probably going to have 3 full boxes and a couple of pieces left over. That's alright. Probably in the next 30 minutes I'll have the rest of these cuts done and everything snugged in. Then I'm going to make a final cut all the way along the edge here and put my finishing trim pieces on. And then I'm going to fire up the compressor over here and I'll start cutting and putting all the cord around all the way around the edges of the base, and I'll be finished. The flooring is all done. I got all the pieces cut and fit into the corners all the way down through here. Right now what I'm doing is I've actually gone through and drawn a perfect line. This is going right to the middle of this wall, so I've drawn a line all the way down here with pencil. And now I'm going back through with this multi-tool and I'm cutting it perfectly straight so I can get it fitted all the way up. I'm going to lay my trim pieces out on here and I'm going to get them tapped into place again and then silicone bead them down. Then I'm going to take all my cord around and I'm start going around the edge with the cord around. I got my compressor filled with air now. So it should be in the next probably hour I'll be done. That'll be pretty awesome. And then on to the next project, which is getting a template made so that I can have these countertops installed. I'll catch you all up in a minute. Alright, it is much later. I have now gotten all of the various, I've gotten all the cord around pieces dry cut and test fitted. And now what I'm doing is I'm actually going to push up against the edge of the cabinetry and then get them snugged in using the nail gun. Then I'll be done. Alright, first piece going in. First piece installed. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is finished. I couldn't be happier. Take a look. Flooring is all done. Got the transition pieces in. This side is going to be carpet. And then the bar area is obviously the LVP. Whew. A lot of work. This was a lot of work. I'm so proud of myself. Can't believe how nice this looks. All right, anyway, hopefully this was helpful for you following along. Soon we're going to be putting in the countertops. I'm also going to be putting up a wallpaper here over the back of the bar and some shelving. I'm actually going to be putting floating shelves here in the niche, and then I'm going to be putting a set of floating shelves up over the bar area as well. And then we're pretty much done. I think at that point, the only thing left is to put in the newel post over here and the railing, and then I'll have to actually start tackling the bathroom. But after that, carpet, basement's done. Beer time. Thanks for watching. See you next time.